Hello everybody. So I bought this off eBay. It's a condenser microphone made by Neewer. He wanted to say Newer, but Neewer, and NW 800, and it cost £24. So it's got to be good for that price, hasn't it? I was a bit dubious of how good the quality would be. I was expecting it to be fairly cheap and nasty, and I don't know what the audio is going to be like, but we'll play with it anyway. But it's extremely well made as far as I can see. It's not plastic, it's actually aluminium. Nice gold fretwork or whatever you call it, and I'm extremely impressed by the quality of construction. XLR socket on the bottom. How do they do it for this price? You know, I just can't get over it. Doesn't mean it's a good microphone, of course, but how do they, and what do they cost to make them in China? Probably less than £10. And you know, don't know what else to say really. It's just unbelievable what you can get for so little money. And I have watched a few videos on them, and people giving various reports on what they think of them. Some thought they were quite good, some didn't, but we shall see. And I haven't really bought this for what you'd normally use a microphone like this for maybe doing videos or whatever, plugging into the camera. I usually find that my microphones in the camera are fairly good enough, so I'm usually quite close to the camera anyway, but it may get used for that at some point. But what I did buy it for was I want to try and do some frequency response measurements on some speakers I built. Now, I know I'm probably wasting my time here because this is not a calibrated microphone and I haven't got an anechoic room, but I want to try that anyway, see what happens, see what the results I get. But that'll be in a future video. Today I'm just going to concentrate on this microphone. So yeah, so you've got this XLR to 3.5mm and of course it needs phantom power. They suggest 48 volts as you would have on a professional mixer phantom, but having tested it, it will work quite happily on 12 volts, and in fact they do say down to 5 volts will work it okay, so that's not a problem. But I was a bit concerned about the connections on this. Obviously you've got an earth, then you've got these two. Now strangely enough, these two, the tip and the first ring, are actually shorted together, so although you'd expect it to be a balanced output, it's actually unbalanced, which is absolutely perfect for what I want. I can't get into all that balanced nonsense that they have on mixers, so I don't think we're going to turn it on. I think we're going to take it apart, as Dave on the EV blog would say. So, all to get it apart, you just unscrew this bit here. It just feels such good quality. I just can't get over it. And that comes off, and then we slide this piece off, and it's a cardioid, So in other words, you have to talk into this bit with the writing on the front and put that over. So here we have the insides of it, and we've got a little circuit board in there, which, apart from something where the cleaning could have been better, looks extremely nice quality. I've no idea what we've got in here, but it does almost look like a balanced output the way that's configured, but whatever, it works as it should do. We obviously got two transistors, another one there, another one there. Don't know what the configuration is. Presumably a bit of amplification. And then we've got the condenser input up here. That's earth, obviously. That's the live terminal on the condenser insert. Well, while we're at it, I think I ought to go the whole hog and take the top off it. Try not to lose this little tiny screw. Right, that's good, my screwdriver's magnetic. So take that off, the top off from what we've got inside. Yes, we've got some foam padding in there, and quite a substantial mount for the the condenser insert. So that looks good, and put that back in there, and try and get the screws back in while I'm trying to look through the camera. And yeah, it's going to go back in there. I can get it lined up. And another one. Well, the whole thing looks really nice, I think, for the amount of money I paid for it. As I said, I don't know what its audio quality is going to be like. But anyway, let's get the thing back together. This has to go on a certain way, like that. Screw that back up. Okay, so now we've looked at that, I'll show you what else I got with it. So we got a little manual with it, which is not particularly useful to me, but might be to some people. Different models, different responses. Where's mine? 800. So that's the frequency response graph. What relation to reality that has, I don't know. But it seems better at the top end and then drops off towards the lower frequencies at 40 Hz. And there's the cardioid pattern, as you'd expect. And that's about that for that one. Nothing else of interest in there. It's in specifications, whatever that means, 40 Hz, 20 kilohertz. Yeah, whatever, not very useful. Throw that away. But we do get something else which is quite impressive. We get a boom mount, and this again is, I think, is extremely well made. That goes in there, like that, spring loaded, fits in there, and it's sort of rubbery, you know, it's suspension type of thing on it. And It's got quite a decent arm on it. I mean, that'll go just about anywhere you want it to go, and it stays fairly stable. It's much the same thing as I've got on, I'm using on this camera. In fact, it looks exactly the same as what I'm using on the camera at the moment. And the boom for my camera cost, I think, as much as this whole setup. So there you go. I'm quite impressed with that. And we've got this windsock, of course, which slides over the top, foam. There we are. And the final bit of equipment that comes with it is this pop shield, which seems, that's plastic, but what, so what? And that fits on, trying to get it in shot, that goes on there somewhere. Probably got it the wrong way up, but never mind. Tighten that up a bit. Then you can stick that, you get the idea anyway, stick that in front like that. So that is perfectly okay. And get rid of that for the time being. I've got that, I think I've got it running the wrong way now. Oh no, it is the right way around. So, condenser mics by their nature are supposed to have a very broad, flat frequency response. So I've read. That's why I thought it would be a good idea for what I'm doing, or what I'm going to try and do, is when I'm testing my speakers. I think the final test for it is to now plug it in. So you get the idea of what I'm sounding like at the moment on the normal inbuilt microphones. So let's go over to this condenser. Okay, so that's now plugged in, and I'm speaking about the same volume, and I'm about 9 inches roughly away from the microphone. I've got level meters on my screen which seem to indicate it's now working fine, but you can let me know how it sounds, and I'll find out later when I edit this video. So that's about all there is to say about it, really, I think. But I'm just so impressed with the build quality and the cheapness of these things. That's the advantage of the internet, I guess, these days. You can look for things you never would have thought to look for, or would have had to go to a shop to buy at a fair bit more money. Now it's all there, available on eBay. Anyway, thanks for watching, and next video I'll be trying to do the speaker frequency response tests. Bye for now. Okay, finally, I've just played back what I just recorded, and I'm back on the internal microphone and the camera at the moment. This one does seem a lot louder and sharper, more sort of high frequencies, I guess. So I'm not sure at the moment which one I prefer more, but time will tell. I might use it more when I make videos. I don't know at the moment. It wasn't its intended purchase for, and so anyway, that's all I've got to say. See you in the next one.